Hello everyone, welcome back to 30 days of my JavaScript LeetCode challenge. In today's problem, we are going to build a time limit cache, a data structure where each key automatically expires after some time. Let's see the question explanation. The problem asks us to implement a class called TimeLimitedCache. In this class should support three methods: set, get and count. Set methods contain three parameters again: key, value and duration. Key and value will be of integers. Duration is the milliseconds. After duration milliseconds, the key should expire and no longer be accessible. The method returns true or false. True if the same key already existed and was still unexpired. False otherwise. If the key already exists and is unexpired, we must overwrite both the value and duration and rest the timer. Get. If the key exists and has not expired, return its value. Otherwise, return -1. Count function. Return how many keys are currently unexpired in the cache. We also have to respect the timer behavior. The keys automatically disappear when their duration is over. And you can go through the examples that are been given. Two examples have been given. Now let's come to the thought process. How can we implement this? We need two main ideas: a place to store active keys, a timer for expiration. Let's see how a place to store active keys we will implement. We will use a map where the key is the cache key, the value is an object like value, timeoutId. TimeoutId comes from setTimeout, so we can later cancel or override the expiry. Now again, the timer for expiration. When we call set method, if the key already exists and is unexpired, this.map.has key will be executed. Clear the old timeout so it doesn't delete our new value by mistake. Set the new timeout that deletes the key after duration milliseconds. Override the stored value, timeoutId and return the true. If the key doesn't exist, create a timeout to delete it after duration milliseconds. Store it in the map, return false. And when the timeout callback runs, it just does this.map.delete key. For get function, if map still has the key, it must be unexpired. Return its value, else return -1. For count function, because expired keys are always deleted, the number of expired keys is simply this.map size. Now let's see the code implementation. First, we define the TimeLimitedCache class. Inside the constructor, we create a map to store only the active unexpired keys. Now set method starts. This defines the set method on the prototype. It receives the key, the value and the duration in milliseconds. Now check if key already exists. If the map already contains this key, that means there is an unexpired value currently stored. Now clear old timeout. We clear the previous timeout so that the old expiration doesn't fire and accidentally remove our new value later. So over here, set new timeout for updated entry. We create a new timer that runs after duration milliseconds. When that time is up, it simply deletes the key from the map, making it as expired. Overwrite in map and return true. We override the value and the timeout ID for this key, and since an unexpired key already existed, we return true as required. And over here in the else branch, if the key was not in the map, that means there was no unexpired value. We set up a fresh timeout, store the value and the timer in the map and return false because we didn't overwrite any existing unexpired entry. Now in the get method, get is straightforward. If the key exists in the map, it's unexpired, otherwise it's expired and returns -1. So in count function, finally the count just returns this.map.size, which is the number of keys that are currently unexpired, because every time a key expires we delete it from the map. Okay, that's the time limited cache problem. So we used map, setTimeout and clearTimeout to manage keys that automatically expire, and we handled overwriting logic carefully. If you found this explanation helpful, please like the video, comment your doubts or thoughts, and subscribe to follow the full 30 days of JavaScript LeetCode challenge. And also please feel free to share the feedback so that I can improve my next video according to that. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you everyone.